Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Farlands or Bust. That caught me off guard, Wolfie. Barely had a time to hold a thought in my head. That was a quick woof. I'm actually a little bit concerned that you woofed before the world loaded in there. But yeah, welcome back to Farlands or Bust, everybody. That's a creeper. Quickly now. Let's secure the hidey hole. Let's grab Wolfie. Here he comes. Here he comes. Gotta go west here in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3 in episode 632 for your Saturday, December 17th. Oh my goodness. 2016. Let's go this way a little bit, shall we? Gentlemen, pardon me, just walking by, passing through. Don't mind me. You as well. Gotta go. This has become a game of Minesweeper, Minecraft Sweeper, Creeper Sweeper. we gotta avoid all the little points at which we could interact with an explosive device. But yeah, we are continuing on here in Farlands or Bust. Like I said, episode 632, Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. That's right. That's why I don't have a hunger bar. That's why I can't block with my sword or even hold a shield or anything like that. Because we're playing this old version of Minecraft where the Farlands still exist and we still attempt to reach them. And we're also still attempting to reach our Child's Play charity fundraiser goal at farlandsorbust.com. $45,909.70. 76%, went up a percent, 76% of the way to that goal, that $60,000 goal here for Season 6. Of course, you're helping get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world. We've been supporting Child's Play charity for over 5 years, raised over $375,000 total across those 5 years. That is amazing for a little one-man operation here. And this long journey to the Farlands. I appreciate all your support for that and the continued support for the current fundraiser. Much appreciated, my friends. Much appreciated indeed. Oh, Wolfie, where did you... Oh, you're right there. All right, I guess we'll see you on the other shoreline here. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's having a good week. Not too shabby here. I know there's a polar vortex that has returned. A lot of people getting their winter wonderlands in early here. Of course, living in Phoenix, it's 75 degrees Fahrenheit. We actually got a little bit of rain. We got some rain, which I think is part and parcel to that polar vortex. The what is it called? The jet stream dipping down has dipped us a little bit with some rain, some not too often rain here, but I can deal. I can deal with that. Actually I took myself out on a date yesterday. Went out to eat. I was intending to go get a burger. I've been on a tear for a burger for a while now, but instead I went to a new restaurant. And it was good. It's a very good restaurant. Sat at the bar, which is always awkward. I never know. Whenever I go to a restaurant on my own, I'm always conflicted about like requesting a table versus just sitting at the bar. Sometimes I like to actually like sit down and eat my meal, you know. But then other times I feel weird just taking up an entire table by myself. So I sat at the bar. Ordered a drink. That was the first time I've had a drink in a very long time. And ordered food. Not a burger. A little bit more, I guess, obscure for a Kurt J. Mac selection of food. But trying new things. It's not entirely agreeing with me right now. It was a curry-based dish. And it was spicy. I asked the guy if it was like really hot and spicy, because like sometimes that's just not what I like to eat. Specifically in, like, curry dishes or noodle dishes where it's like, that's all the flavor that you get. Well, that sheep fell. That's the entire flavor that you get. Like, I understand and can appreciate spiciness in foods if it's just randomly placed throughout, like you occasionally get a hot pepper or a hot bite of whatever. But when it's like the sauce, the main sauce, or a curry dish or something, when it's just like the continual, every single bite you eat is an equal amount of spiciness and heat and pain, that gets a little bit hard to endure after a while. I asked him, he said it was a medium spiciness, so I'm like, I'll try it reluctantly. It was a spicy spiciness, not the worst I've had, but it was one of those things that after a while it's like, whew, started to get to me. Of course, it was gluten-free. It was the gluten-free noodle variety that they offered. And, yeah, started to get me. It was good, and I enjoyed the meal. But, kind of feeling it today. Stomach's like, what is it? What are you doing here? This is not normal. This is not normal at all. So, trying to get my bearings in. But yeah, I don't know. I always feel very awkward sitting at the bar by myself. Kind of struck up a conversation with the bartender where he was talking about he bartends, but then also does like design work, like murals and paintings and stuff. And he asked what I do, and that's always awkward to try to explain. Well, I play video games on YouTube for a living. So he was like trying to ask me for like advice on like, oh, how do you get like followers and stuff? I'm like, I don't know. It's accidental, really. It's just put stuff up there and hope people find you, I guess, and interact in the communities, whatever. But I kind of suggested, well, like for your stuff, like physical art, real life art in the real realm, murals and graffiti, I guess he does, and woodworking. Like, you know, posting that stuff on Instagram or something where it's easy to like and share and whatever. I'd assume that would be my advice, but I generally, I'm honestly just stumbling my way through this experience, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, that's always, I don't know, I always feel I have a hard time making casual conversation, and that's a thing I've read. In general about people who might not be as extroverted as others are, is that it's not so much conversation that is difficult, it's the small talk that's difficult. That's hard to get a read on the other person's interests or emotions or interests in what you're talking about, and difficult to proceed with that. Of course, then again, I don't want to get into deep philosophical questions or topics with a bartender or a waiter. Oh, Wolfie, that was quite a fall, whatever just happened there. Let's get you some Wolfie treats. So yeah, I don't know if anybody else has experience with that. I'm getting slightly better. I'm sort of like, this was a case where I'm like, well, I could go to a place that I know and sit down and, you know, be in a place that I was comfortable, or I could try this new restaurant, this new place, get a little bit outside of my comfort zone. So I'm constantly, well, maybe not constantly, I'm occasionally pushing the boundaries a little bit, pushing the comfort zone just to get a little bit more at ease in situations like that. And maybe, sure, a little bit I am, but all throughout the rest of the day and into today, I'm constantly having those like, oh, that's stupid. Oh, that was really awkward. Oh, that I hate that. You know, like, I hate that happened. I'm an idiot. That was, who says things like that? Or my biggest problem is I always have like trouble hearing people in restaurants or at bars or whatever. I don't go to like bars, but, you know, bars in restaurants. So I'm constantly having to like ask people to repeat themselves, which just seems dumb. Especially like a bartender who doesn't have the time. They have like other customers to get to. I'm like, I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I'm apparently incapable of hearing more than 2 sounds at once and being able to parse the information I need. Wolfie! Keeps falling. Yeah, noodle. Oh, that's a sheep. That freaked me out a little bit. You're freaking me out, sheep! So yeah, that was the old Kurt J. Mac evening for you, in case you're curious. We're going to get through the end of the day here, and then I can get to some questions. A super duper generous donation once again from Doc Gratis. That's what brought us up to the 76% from 75%. So we'll get to that question first and foremost. Look at this bridge we're crossing. Yeah. Careful, Wolfie, careful, Wolfie, careful, Wolfie. Well done. Well played. Let's go this way. And we will set up an elevated hidey hole and answer Doc Gratis's question in the morning. Here we go. Bing, bong, boom, bang, sleep. And awakeness. Whee! Ow! That was a poor choice indeed. That was a poor choice indeed. Half a heart. Down the drain. So yeah, Doc Gratis says and asks, we have all heard your Sean Connery, I am the last one. And some people think you sound like Jeff Goldblum. I don't know about that. I haven't paid attention to Jeff Goldblum's voice too much to draw comparisons or try to emulate. Do you have other impressions you are good at or phrases you can do? John Wayne, JFK, Johnny Carson? Not really. Like not that I like can say that I do. And even the Sean Connery one is very limited to Dragonheart or whatever that movie was where he says, I am the last one. I can't like go off the cuff and do a Sean Connery saying other words that well. But I don't think I do any other, like yeah, specifically impersonations. Like, I mean, I guess I can do like the Woody Woodchuck. Woody Woodchuck here. Woo, Wolfie, what are you doing? Okay, this is not a place for you to be. This table wouldn't happen to be made of wood. It's a little bit of a strange cross between like a very happy Smeagol and cartoon character sort of thing. It's a little bit weird. But yeah, no other real like I can do just weird voices, but not like direct impersonations of real people. Where like people would be like, "Whoa, you sounded exactly like him." Not really. I'm not an impersonation type of personation. Question number 2 from Doc Gratis. Any games you're looking forward to? Astroneer just came out. Yes, it did, and I just got my copy, and I will be playing that. I'll be playing it on stream. On live stream, and I'll probably, that one's going to be a little bit different. Of course, I have played the Turing test and have been uploading that episodically to YouTube, playing Submerged, and we'll be uploading that episodically to YouTube. I'm not sure how that's going to work with Astroneer, since to the best of my knowledge, it's not a narrative, it's not a linear narrative. It is a creative exploration sort of game, open world game, open universe game. So I'm not sure. I'd like to, and I probably will, but I'll have to like find some sort of way to do that makes sense. I'd also like to try out the co-op on that as well, and that part of it I'm not sure would work live stream wise. I'm still very hesitant, and I'm still trying to find a way to make live streaming co-op games or multiplayer games work. It's difficult. Unless you're all in the same room together and all on the same stream, like a Minecraft marathon or some sort of collaborative thing like that. When you have dueling streams or even just two different audiences even, it's a tough genre to crack, I feel. Yeah, I'm not... Alright, I guess I'll kill this pig, Wolfie. Don't worry about it. I totally gave you the go-ahead. So yeah, definitely Astroneer. Not sure what else. I really haven't been paying too much attention to new and upcoming releases. I would have liked to play The Last Guardian, but I don't have a PlayStation, and I have zero intention of getting a PlayStation, so I have already watched playthroughs of that on stream, on Twitch. I mean, even so, I feel like I would still want to play it. But yeah, no PlayStation, no Guardian. Then for me, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not really interested in the big blockbusters, the new Mass Effects or Lasts of Us or whatever is coming up soon. I'm not too interested in. So I often will just see a game like that's already released and be like, oh, I will try this game then. There's not really much of a... I don't have a wish list. I mean, I guess I have, on Steam, a wish list of games that I see that I would like to play that I'm just waiting to be on sale or something like that, but I don't have a looking forward to new releases sort of list, if you want to call it that. So, yeah, Astroneer, which hopefully maybe even be playing today on stream, definitely over the weekend. And yeah, thanks Doc Gratis for your super duper generous donation to Child's Play charity. Cone Dodger donated to Child's Play charity because he had quite the time in the Conelanders League races this month. Cone asks, what is your least favorite chore around the house? As a cat owner, mine is dealing with the feline fecal matter consultant. Oh, being a feline fecal matter consultant. Yeah, that doesn't seem like something I'd be very interested in partaking in. Least favorite chore. Least favorite chore. I'm trying to think. Probably cleaning the bathrooms. Specifically, and I actually think I've even mentioned this before, showers. Cleaning showers and tubs. Probably my least favorite, just because it's so awkward. Unless you get in the shower and or tub, it's really difficult to clean from the outside, and you get a lot of problems with the tile and the grout, and it's just a real pain. It requires a lot of elbow grease and frustration. So I'll go with that. I'm alright cleaning toilets, I'm alright cleaning sinks and mirrors and things. But I'll have to probably go with cleaning showers and tubs as my least favorite household chore. There's a lot of household chores I don't really do that often. Like, I don't really dust too often, because there's not a lot of dust to be had around here. I don't ever, wash windows or anything. It's not something that I feel is a necessity to have, crystal clear, clean windows. But then again, also, it doesn't, at least here in Phoenix, it doesn't rain too much. It doesn't snow at all, so there's really not much gunk built up on windows regardless. I'm not a fan of outdoor chores, lawn maintenance, landscape sort of stuff. That's not something I'm a big fan of undertaking. So yeah, that's the answer I shall go with. That is the answer I shall go with indeed. Woof. Woof indeed. OJ773 asks, I was wondering if you had any thoughts about the ever-increasing automation. You can find AI, drones, or robots that were able to perform duties such as deliver goods, provide legal advice, and even write news articles. Do you think that it can lead to a more free time for Americans? This seems like a really in-depth topic that I have not researched. It seems like I might have maybe wanted this to be part of the previous discussion about drones, since you mentioned drones and things like that. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it too much, to be honest with you. I'm personally somebody who does appreciate the skills, the skilled trades, the skilled, I suppose, workforce. You know, building something with your hands, or making or repairing or whatever stuff with your hands, even if that's not particularly what my job entails at all. So yeah, I think it might not necessarily be a great thing that everything would become automated. Certainly in that sort of scenario, then it is the more intellectual, I suppose, pursuits that would be more likely to be fulfilled, I think, which is also probably a good thing. We can free up that time and that mind power, I suppose, to tackle more intellectual, scientific knowledge pursuits. Perhaps. So yeah, I haven't. This seems like something an economist would be better to answer. It's not something I think about too much at all. So I'm probably going to leave it at that, just because I don't. It's not something I think about. Sorry, but thank you very much for the donation to Child's Play Charity. Let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. And awakeness. Indeedness. Woofness. Woofness. Cosmolius, whatever. That person asks, yee. Whoa. We've already had one situation where I took damage jumping into water. I should have been a little bit more cautious. If you could observe any naturally occurring phenomenon in the universe in person without any risks, what would it be? In the universe. The easy answer is probably a black hole. Of course, observe becomes a bit of a question in that regard, since it's a black hole and no light escapes. Therefore, you really can't directly observe one. And obviously, I know going, say, past the event horizon of a black hole, I'm not going to find, like, Matthew McConaughey and the Tesseract in there or anything like that, so I'm not sure what would be learned from it, other than to say, I see a black hole. Otherwise, then, some sort of supernova or something that's, you know, stuff happens so slow and gradual in the universal scale. To see something sudden and instant like that would be an interesting thing indeed. Of course, that they're not particularly instant either. There are many stages, and the gases have to collapse and expand and get blown out as gases and dust and light and energy. That happens over the course of many years. So yeah, probably one of those, right? It's hard to say, but probably one of those things. Ooh, look at this waterfall. I was about to go check this area out, but ooh, wow, that's a waterfall and a half. Well done, Minecraft. Well done indeed. Yikes. This would be a place to build a house. Ah, we gotta make it reach the water. It's gotta be done. Alright, we are the Erosion Mod. in this Minecraft build. Alright, I want to try to do this in a way where it all flows down at once. Alright, sorry Wolfie. We're doing science. Geology. Whoop, excuse me. Careful! Terraforming. Alright, I gotta give this source blocks. Yay! Alright, now let's make this happen. I'm gonna go bam, 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 bam. Oh, that sort of worked. That sort of worked. Okay, I guess I'll have to get rid of this. Yeah. Sorta. You know what? Let's, nope. 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 Water! There it is. Alright, there we go. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Look at it go. Alright, now we need a picture for posterity's sake. Have a seat. I think I'll go up on a tripod here this time. On second thought. There we go. There we go. Boop. Oh, perfect. One take. One shot. Nice. Cool beans. Cool beans. Cool beans. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? Apparently there was a previous .gratis donation. The question was on the list, and I just reached it right now. .gratis with an earlier donation asked, "Do you think that sometimes people donate less when the total looks symmetrical or orderly? I worry about it, so enjoy my unusual donation amount." I don't think that makes as big a difference. It does, I feel like, at least the last few seasons, nearing the 100% mark, people were going back and forth between making it a palindrome versus making it orderly or all the same numbers or alternating numbers or breaking the palindrome, breaking the order, and then people trying to fix the order. That seems to happen mostly near the end of the fundraiser goal than it does, like, arbitrarily when we're 3/4 done, like right now. So I wouldn't worry about it, that's for sure. Because, yeah, I think then when you're reaching the end, that's when more people are paying attention to the goal versus just donating as they please. I think. I'm not sure. We have no studies from the field on this. But I appreciate both of your donations, and apologies that it took me so long to get to this first one. But yeah, much appreciated, my friend. Let's see here. An anonymous donor asks, "Do you plan ahead for future milestones or events?" I'm assuming in Farlands or Bust is what they're referring to. "Such as your first death," knock on wood, "much how the BBC plans months and years ahead for a famous death. For example, the Queen Mother." Is that what you refer to the Queen as? Queen Mother? Sounds kind of weird. But, no, I don't, really. I do not plan ahead. I don't plan ahead. People always say, "Oh, what are you going to do when you reach the Farlands?" Oh, I have no clue. These are not things that I have a script for. I thought this would be a spawner. These are not things that I have prepared statements or events for. I used to plan for, like, milestones, obviously, when I went to the Nether for episode 200, 100, 200. when I decided to say for episode 400, make pistons. But then again, it's been the case recently where I've run out of ideas for those things, but also it's been interesting and serendipitous that Minecraft, the game itself, kind of makes its own plans for us, like the golden apple of episode 311ness. I'm like, oh, we got episode 311, I should have something special planned, and I don't. First thing right off the bat, oh my god, a golden apple! So, there's little things like that keep happening, which are pretty cool. But I think at this point, and with what duration we have going, if we start to make, pretty soon every episode is going to be a milestone episode, so we're really going to be beating a dead horse there. So I kind of like just taking a gradual approach. Some episodes are better than others based on stuff that happens or topics that are brought up, and other episodes are just Farlands bust episodes. I do kind of feel like the last maybe few episodes have been just, typical Farlands bust episodes. Nothing too scandalous or exciting or noteworthy. Nothing Farlands or bust flashback worthy. But we're still making progress. That's the point. I don't know. Maybe my Woodie Woodchuck voice will be popular in this episode. I'm not sure. You can never tell until it's out there. So yeah, no, I don't make any plans. No plans are made. I think that's where I'll wrap up the questions there. I'm looking through trying to find like an easy one, but none of them seem like quick as the sun sets questions, so I do appreciate, of course, very generously this episode, doc gratis, but everybody who's able to donate, regardless of the amount, like I said, going towards directly to Child's Play charity, helping get those books, toys, games to kids in hospitals around those worlds, multiple planets, no, around the world. Farlandsorbust.com is where you can donate. Also where you can learn more about the series in case you're new and curious. Want to learn more about where we're at, where we're going, and how much further we've got to go. That's where that can be learned. Things can be discovered and found and informed upon you. Let's see here. Let's get down to the shoreline a little bit, I guess. Yeah. Right here seems like a good spot. Boop. Oop. Into the solid dirt we go. Alright, you're gonna have to sit, Wolfie. This jumping around business ain't gonna work. Where the heck? Yep, whoop, yep, there you go. Perfect. You guard this place from those evil cows. Yes, evil. Oh man. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Farlands Bus, regardless of how simple or standard or non-flashback worthy it may or may not have been. I think I mentioned farlandsorbust.com for Child's Play charity. Make sure you are subscribed if you're new here. It's always a nice thing to see new Farlanders joining the team, I suppose you could say. On YouTube here, also, if you're interested in checking out what goes on the Twitch live streams, it's twitch.tv/KurtJMac. Of course, I have been heeding the requests to upload a lot of the streams here to YouTube, so regardless of where you're at, your preferred source of consumption of the KurtJMac content should be well taken care of, hopefully, and I hope everybody is well taken care of and takes care of each other well. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Farlands Bust. Laying on the cheese. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time.
this table wouldn't happen to be made of wood,